Hello fellow Earthlings, it's Libs, and this week I am taking part in the Dark Academia Readathon. So this is a readathon that was happening from the 22nd to the 30th of May, and it's all themed around Dark Academia. So there are a whole heap of reading prompts and activity prompts that are all inspired by classes, essentially. And I thought I would vlog the whole thing. This is actually day 2. I kind of forgot to vlog yesterday, so I'll see how I go. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. You'll get to, You'll get to see how bad I am at vlogging. So I have my delightful notebook that is going to tell me all the prompts, and I'll tell you what I'm planning to do for them. And yeah, so the first prompt is the extra credit prompt, and that's to read a book by one of the one of the host's favorite books. And so for that, I've got 2 potential options that also are the same as my ideas for
5 minutes later.
For geography. So for the geography class, the prompt is to read a book from a country that you haven't read from before. So my 2 ideas are the same for both prompts, but it just kind of depends on how much time I have. So I will either read Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney, or I'm going to read 100 Years of Solitude. I'm excited and I'm nervous. I'm definitely not going to be able to read both of them, but if I've got time, I'll definitely do 100 Years of Solitude because I'm really excited to read that. The next prompt is culinary studies, and you're meant to bake something. I think that something is meant to be a dessert, but we shall see. I'm starting a new job this week. I don't know if I can quite be bothered actually baking a dessert, but I might attempt to just chuck something in. I mean, technically, I did bake my dinner tonight, so did that count? Maybe. We'll see. The next prompt is history class, and that is to read something mythological. And for this, I've already started this prompt, and it's I'm reading Mythos by Stephen Fry. And so far, I'm really, really enjoying it. I've got the audiobook from the library, and it is fantastic. Would highly recommend so far. The next is English class, and that prompt for that is to read a classic. I've once started attempting to read this classic for a previous readathon, but I failed, so I want to actually read it this time, and that is Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. I am sorry for this lighting. It is nighttime. I did not have a chance to film this during the day. But it's Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. I liked the bit of this I read. I just struggled a little bit with the language, and there were certain sections that I could not understand even a little bit. So I'm hoping that this time I might be a little bit better with it, and I'm hoping I'll be able to finish it. The next class is politics, and for that we have to read a non-fiction. This is a book I'm also reading for the Buzzword reading challenge, and I think that the one for this month is to read a book with house or home in the title, and so this kind of works for both, and it's The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House by Audre Lorde. I read Zami, A New Spelling on My Name by Audre Lorde a month or 2 ago, and I absolutely loved it, so I'm really excited to read this. I don't really know what it is. I think it's a couple of essays, so I'm really, really excited. The last Penguin Modern Classic like this that I read was Africa's Tarnished Name by Chinua Achebe, and I loved it, so I'm really keen to read this one. Next is the creative writing class, and for that we have to write something. Considering I have 2 major uni assignments due at the end of this readathon, I'm going to just say that getting those done is going to be that prompt, because that's going to involve a lot of writing. Next is film class, and for that you've got to watch an adaptation. I think I'm going to watch The Virgin Suicides, because that is one of my favourite film adaptations, and it's been a long time since I've read it, so I think that'll be really fun. And then last is music, and for that we have to make a reading playlist, which should be very, very fun. I'm excited to get around to that one. Although half my books are audiobooks, so I'm not going to listen to the playlist, but it'll still be fun and it'll still be good for when I'm reading physical books. Okay, well, I'm going to be vlogging for at least 6 days, so that'll be fun. Let's see how we go. Okay, well, I'm officially halfway through Mythos and halfway through Far From the Madding Crowd. So far, I'm loving the Mythos audiobook. I think it's fantastic. Stephen Fry is amazing at telling these stories. He keeps it really engaging, and they're really, really fun. So I think if you're interested in learning anything about Greek mythology, that's a really good place to start, because it doesn't feel too overwhelming. My thoughts on Far From the Madding Crowd haven't really changed. I'm still finding it very slow. I'm determined to finish it this time, but I'm not really enjoying it. Okay, I've officially finished Far From the Madding Crowd. I still have the exact same thoughts I had about it earlier. It's fine. I get why it's popular, but I feel like the book just goes on for a really long time. There are just all these moments where I feel like it could have been edited down. It kind of, all these chapters will kind of have like a character's thoughts about a situation and maybe a little bit of something happening, and then the final half of every chapter is essentially just dialogue. And I don't know, just structurally I found it a bit inconsistent and I didn't love it, even though I wanted to. I would recommend the film adaptation with Carey Mulligan. I think that kind of expressed all the themes that are within the book, and a lot of the themes are very interesting. I just think that it's a difficult classic to get into if you're not really used to classics. And I mean, like, there's some, again, interesting themes, but I don't know, it's just, it wasn't for me. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna read any more by Thomas Hardy. Maybe if you have any recommendations for one that's less if you can think of one of his books that tends to just feel a bit more edited, then I'm very keen to give him another go. But at the moment, I think I'm done for now. Yeah. Ooh. Well, I'm now 80% of the way through Mythos by Stephen Fry. I could tell pretty early on it was going to be a 5-star read, and my opinion hasn't really changed. I'm absolutely loving it. I really like his writing style and some of the very fun dialogue he has come up with for this book. It's fantastic. I'm really enjoying listening to it and would highly recommend the audiobook. I should hopefully be able to finish that tonight and then read The Master's Tools Will Not... What is it? The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House tomorrow for the final day of the readathon. So I'm excited to get around to this. I've completely given up on getting to Conversations with Friends or 100 Years of Solitude. It's not going to happen. I was going to listen to the audiobook for those prompts, but Mythos is just a lot longer than I thought it was. Because initially I wanted to do Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman, because I found the audiobook of that and it was like 1 hour and I thought this is fantastic, but it's not actually what I thought it was going to be, so I didn't want to read it. So now we're here. But you know what? Reading 3 books in a week is good for me. There's someone standing on the roof. So yeah, I'm trying to remember what some of the other prompts were. I've done a lot of writing this week because of uni. So that hasn't really been what I would call fun, but it has been productive. And nothing says Dark Academia more than studying at the last minute. I technically baked some stuff in the oven for food, but it wasn't very exciting, so I did not film that. And then the playlist. I have been using and adding to my study playlist, which is just a lot of classical music, and that's kind of been my reading vibes lately. So that has been good. I can't remember anything else. Oh, I was meant to watch an adaptation. I was meant to watch The Virgin Suicides. I'm probably not going to have time to. Actually, you know what? Once my assignments are in, I'm going to reward myself with watching it, and it will just fit in. I'll be able to watch it on the 30th. It sounds on the 30th? Yeah. It might be slightly going into Monday, but you know what? I'm going to count it. I'm going to count it. Today's been a good day as well. I did some sneaky little book shopping. So I'll show you the books that I bought because I have no self-control whatsoever. So the first book I picked up is this second-hand copy of The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. I'm just so excited to read this. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I study film at uni and I love film noir. I've been wanting to read some of the books that inspired some of the greatest films for a while. Yeah, I'm just super keen to experience this one, particularly because I think it'll make the film make more sense, because the film's a little bit of a wonderful, amazing, chaotic mess, and I mean I love it, but I'm keen to get more context from the book. Then I found this absolutely beautiful edition of Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen on sale for $9. So I had to buy it. It kind of matches my cover of my flexi cover of Pride and Prejudice, but this is the actual hardback. I'm really excited to own this. I keep meaning to read Jane Austen because I know I will like it. I just feel like it's so overwhelming that I've kind of been putting it off, and I shouldn't. So I'm really excited to read this. It's absolutely stunning, and these kinds of editions always have quotes on the back. So this one is, "It is not time or opportunity that is to determine intimacy. It is disposition alone." So I'm really excited to get around to reading this. I'm only going to be taking one course next term, so that means I'm going to have a bit more time to read physical books. So I'm hoping I'll get around to at least reading one of my Jane Austens in the next couple of months. And the last book I picked up is the one I'm most excited about, and it's Orlando by Virginia Woolf. I've been wanting to read Virginia Woolf for so long, but I'm very annoying and I just want these covers. I really want to collect them in these editions. So I finally found this one at my local bookshop. These are the vintage classic editions. Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely spectacular. They have the French flaps. I love them. I love them so much. And this one also has a quote on the back, and it's, "He loved to feel the earth's spine beneath him." And I'm just so excited to read this. So excited to read this. I'll probably do like a big haul at some stage and like talk about these books in more detail, but I'm so excited to have them. I just, yeah, had a very good very good shopping day today. So I should now try and behave myself a little bit more because, I don't know, control is important apparently. Okay, well it's now officially the end of the Dark Academia Readathon, and I managed to finish 3 of the 4 books that I was hoping to read. First, I read Far From the Madding Crowd. I don't really like this book all that much. I just think, like, structurally there's a few issues, and I don't know, I'm not a big fan of reading like scenes where there's like this giant group all discussing one topic and everyone's just repeating themselves and interrupting themselves. I just find it really annoying, and that was like quite a big chunk of the book. So yeah, I just found it difficult to get through. But I can see why other people would really like this book. It's just not for me, and I'm not really sure Thomas Hardy is an author I'm going to try reading again. Then I read Mythos by Stephen Fry. I loved this book. I listened to the audiobook. It was absolutely fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. It just goes over a lot of the Greek mythology surrounding the gods, and it was incredible. I love how this book was written. I love how it was narrated. It was fantastic. Would highly recommend. If you've been thinking of reading this book, just do it. You won't regret it. And then last, I read The Master's Tools Not Dismantle the Master's House by Audre Lorde, which is a collection of feminist essays. It was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I don't really know what I can say about it, but I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Would also highly recommend if you're interested in getting into Audre Lorde. Yeah, it's a really good place to start. This probably wasn't the best week for me to be doing a readathon, but you know what? We survived. I got assignments in. Work happened. It is good. So yeah, I will see you next time. Let me know if you took part in this readathon and which books you read, or if you're interested in reading any of the books I mentioned in this video. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.